G'day. Welcome to another Nexus Gaming Series cast. I am here with Division B West game because, man, I was having a migraine for most of the day, but I am back. But I'm here now. So, yeah, it's been a very unfortunate day for me. I had a migraine, was meant to go into work, woke up sick, bloody vomiting, not great at the time. Welcome back, Hayes, I hope you're doing well. So, yeah, here I am. 7 hours after taking a couple of things on migraine meds, but we are having it work out for me eventually. Took longer than expected, but eventually. Anyway, it is going to be Clouded Minds facing off against Assistant Newb Manager. I'm looking forward to this. I'm very much looking forward to this. Clouded Minds did go to coin toss. They won the coin toss by choosing heads, and they chose first pick. So we see that it was Clouded Mind. Well, in terms of bands, we went Braxis, then we went Towers of Doom, then we went Battlefield, then we went Cursed Hollow, leading us to essentially Cursed Hollow 2, Garden of Terror. I think I like a bit. I wish Cursed Hollow was played more, in all honesty. I really like Cursed Hollow, but there's also part of me, the offlaner in me just wants to run things down as fast as possible. Yeah. Like, my offlaner instinct goes, run it down. Do not relent. Commit murder. Thank you for following. Let me come cook. I was gonna check out watching anime. God. I need to put caster as ready as a side note. Thank you for following me, Kaiser. But this should be a good series, I imagine. Newb is going to win because CM banned Tout. More. I don't even know if that's the reason at this point. I think you're just wanting to curse people more. I don't believe you. You're just not happy with people. More is just being angry today. More just wants Clouded Minds to lose. You heard it here first. But no, it should be a good series nonetheless. I very much want to see Clouded Minds at least take a map from Assistant Newb Manager. And this Assistant Newb Manager has been on a very much a hot streak this season. And we need something to humble them coming into the playoffs. We are just waiting on one team to ready up still, so I am definitely stalling for time when it comes to that. Which I'm not very good at stalling for time. I'm actually garbage at it. It's a fun, well-known fact. Talking, not my strong suit. Which, That's all I can say about that. No, I curse anyone who bans towers. I don't believe you more. You just curse. I don't ban towers and you curse me. I don't know what you're on about. But it looks like we are starting up now. It looks like everyone is ready, so it is. The start button's been pushed. The game will decide when it really wants to start. And we will be getting into Garden of Terror as I quickly realize I need to respond to something very quick. I am horrible at jokes more. Like, I have like my generic cheese ones, which is like, what cheese do you use to hide a horse? Mascarpone. But, my jokes in general, I very much is more off the cuff jokes than I have any fully set up jokes. I curse you, what do you mean? Well, more, yeah, you can't fight me. Get to New Zealand first, then fight me. Don't get your husband to fight you, you're going to fight me. Also, in terms of, where's my VI badge? I'm fighting. Too bad. But we do see it is going to be Zagara banned up first, then Malfail as well, then Li Ming. So we're actually getting a little bit of targeting going on here. Do we see Imperius being banned? Maybe Blaze, in all honesty. Anduin's also a good ban. I know that Clouded Minds do play. I'm on the wrong scene. What? Fixed. But no, Joanna's banned out. I forget Joanna exists. Joanna's almost always banned out. Blue pick to start. And we do get Felstarred early on. More, you're not going to win a fight. Buddy, stay in America. But no, we are going over the next one. There's no New Zealand cons, I'm sorry to tell you. But Brightwing also picked up. I imagine we'll also see one of the damage dealers. I assume there will be a choice in damage dealer now, considering if there's a choke coming out onto Pink Blackout. Guess we'll have to see, but nope, it's going to be the Haka. So all the globals just being gobbled up immediately. They're not wanting to get rid of that. Man, no, there's New Zealand content I'm on about. You can, ETK, you can go visit the Shire, Hobbiton. I got quite drunk there at one point because they had an open bar. I'm a buff. You've still got to get to New Zealand first. Also, Blaze and Rhaegar picked up. Blaze I was expecting. Rhaegar not as much. I should have. I do recognize that Peach has been playing more and more just and win the season, and their Rhaegar is still very respectable. And Kian, as they were already losing one of their major double soakers, they did need to pick up Blaze as well. We do see Rubbish Rodent banned out, which, yeah. Ban the Junkrat. Junkrat's super annoying on this map. May as well get rid of it. There's a cast yesterday where someone was stalling for long enough with Junkrat that, well, the other team just gave up and went, going home. Screw this. Can't be bothered. We're getting stopped no matter what happens. Timer ticking down. What is the last ban going to be? And it's Diablo being banned out. Nice. Good ban here. Does Star Knight? Yeah, Star Knight does play Diablo. I've only played up Star Knight a few times, so I'm like trying to remember what everyone plays. I think I've played collectively with at least all of these people at one point or another, even if it's not with them all at once. I don't know if I remember playing Shrinks or Simeon. Also, Sylvanas and Muradin being picked up. I do like the Sylvanas pick on a bigger map. It can get a lot of value, as well as Muradin. Just a good general tank. Doesn't reveal too much about what you're wanting to do there. He can be acting as blow up. He can be acting as a kind of protection style tank, an anti-dive tank. He can work well in both those instances. But imagine we're going to see... It is just going to be a main tank Blaze, huh? Because I don't know if Star Knight plays Imperious, but I know Kian definitely plays Imperious and Star Knight definitely plays Blaze. Also note Vala was picked up as well. So this is going to be one of those rare instances we do get a main tank Blaze. And I just nearly crushed my finger between my microphone arm. That would have been a horrible thing to happen. Definitely would cap off the day if another bad thing happened. And Zul'jin! Go Headhunter. Go Headhunter, alright. Headhunter, alright. Headhunter, alright. I want to see Headhunter. But yes, we do already see Blaze and Imperious swapped. So, Star Knight Blaze, Kian, Imperious. Also, I think Ruffian swapped with Trelena, and Peach is the only one to stay on the same thing. Speaking of the other side, we do see Nor and Pink Blackout does swap their heroes, which makes sense. This is what I'm more used to seeing from the lineup. And we're going to be counting down into it now, so let me swap it back over to the map view screen. I very much feel like this draft can go either way. Both teams have a very good... Both teams can macro pretty well. It is going to be on Cloud and Minds to be a little bit on top of how Assistant New Manager does react to the map. And my god, that was a very quick load in. So let me switch it over into the game. So we do see Blaze on the... Star Knight on the Blaze, Peaches on that, Rhaegar, Trelena, Vala, Ruffian, Velstad, and Kian. Seeming very pretty on the Imperious. On the other side, we do have running top Pink Blackout on the Sylvanas, Unicycle, Yay, Muradin. Nor is on the Zul'jin, Simeon, Brightwing, and going mid is Shrinks. On the Dahaka, the Space Yoshi themselves.
4, 3.
Also, Kiana's actually made the right bet. There's a 50-50 you get this right if you're the offlaner. And the offlaner got this right. So I imagine we're going to see a heavy rotate coming on up very shortly. Yep, Kian knows. Oh. Nor taking a decent chunk of damage. Ruffian is up here now. The advancements of flight astound me to this day. Venus, that does not work for you, and Infernal Shrines has not been picked yet, so... I'm not even gonna... I was like, say, look, I'll give you the ability to do it when... Thank you for bits. I'll give you the ability to do it when we come up to it, but no, you're just gonna abuse that. But we do see that this tower is dropping. They got the value they wanted. Unicycle, yay. Oh, nice and sequenced by Simeon. Arrow coming up from Trelena rolling back, and let's see what talents we have now that we're kind of out of that initial fight phase. We do see it is going to be new habits on Blaze, Lightning Shield, or Storm Call. Yeah, Storm Caller on the Rhaegar. My god, there's a lot of stacking going on for both sides, for this side in particular. We do also see it is going to be the Gathering Storm on Felstad, and Vala going Q build with that puncturing arrow at level 1. Also not they are doing their own camp. The other side, we do see the only real stacking talent outside of a baseline U1 Axe and Muradin, I get piercing Stormbolt level 10, is going to be, I can't remember what's called anymore, Perfect Storm, which I miss the old Perfect Storm a lot. But this one can still work. And with how Unicycle Yay is playing Muradin, I believe they like going, what is it? I believe they like going Sledgehammer at level 4. I can't quite recall directly, but I'm pretty sure. Yep, there's Sledgehammer. Nope. All camps being picked up. Nora and Pink Blackout just starting to chunk that. Meanwhile, we're seeing Vala going top. The thing about Vala doing camps this whole time is they haven't been able to get their Q stacks up. They're a little bit behind in terms of that, but similarly, Zul'jin is only at 2 extra auto attack damage themselves. So they're not quite going too quickly. Wiener says scene change. Wait a minute, you're right. I'm on the wrong scene. At least someone pointed it out to me. Fixed. Also, we do see that it's just going to be a heavy push top. Trelena and Kian both up here to help deal with things. Nice spear onto Nor once again, but Polymorph does cancel it out. Kian being sent back to the base. And we can now see that there's a heavy siege camp pushing. Pink Blackout does step up. Trelena and Kian trying to just make sure they can't step in and do too much damage. And they're going to be fine with that. So they do get the siege, so Clouded Minds are a little bit ahead on that. Star Knight hitting the charge. Quinn's coming out, but can't stop the second stun. But the Polymorph can. Trelena rolling in. Nor taking a lot, but Trelena taking even more. The damage between Pink Blackout and Nor was just a little bit too much.
I feel a siege.
Oh.
Are you ready?
Want to join, Anna? You can always join me if you so desire, but if you like, I'm just vibing for a bit. I have no excuse, so I'm just going to put it there. Anyway, we can see we are coming up to the next objective. Sevens are through, so I'm going to briefly pull it up. Peach does get hit by a hammer from the Muradin. Kian trying to slow down both Nor and Simeon from stepping on. Nice spear, moving him out of harm's reach. They're taking a lot of damage, though, but this is a little bit of a sellout by the team. We do see Purge coming out onto Nor, and it looks like the Zul'jin is going to be the primary target. And they do go down to the crossfire of Blaze. Kian now for one in trouble, does get a little bit of heal off, but cannot do much more. Peach relatively low. Trelena doesn't quite hit the Qs. Unicycle Yay looking for the stun, does hit it. We see there's a counter charge there from Star Knight. Peach all the while low themselves, and that is going to be them backing out. Yeah, as I say, that was not going to work, Pink Blackout. But they do get the seed anyway. That one Shambler decided, you know what? I'm not going to get that Brightwing get my seed yet. I'm going to stop them. So yeah, lo and behold, Brightwing was not able to do it. But now we see Zul'jin has gone bot to deal with Ruffian. Still Imperious is in a rough time at top. But they do at least have their wave clear at 7 now of that Holy Fervor, or whatever it's called. Yeah, Holy Fervor. I somehow remember that after not playing him for a while. So yeah, we are getting things along. Zul'jin has now gone X via Arcanite X is at level 7. Ruffian does make it out. Shrinks does fall a little bit short with the tongue. Meanwhile, Trelena has come hunting for some more stacks. And they get 2 more just like that. Shrinks does eat a few Qs for the efforts. We do also see Vera's for minus spell armor for Ruffian. So that combination between the two will very much hurt as we get later into the game. Will it be enough is the question, because Q build in the solo lane as Felstad is not the easiest to stack. We think, oh, nice roll. The thing about being alone with a Q, oh, what's happening up here? We actually have oil slick, interesting. Fuel leak is not something you see picked very often anymore. Into this team, I don't know if it's necessarily a correct choice. It can do well, do not get me wrong. But I do wonder if the auto attack slow speed may have been better into things such as Sylvanas and Zul'jin. Also, 20s are now through. We do see it is going to be Cooldown Bunker Blaze, Ancestral Healing, Rhaegar, Gust Falstad, Rain of Vengeance, Vala, and Imperious is having a little cheeky think about it. On the other side, we do see that it is Taz Dingo. Nice stun by Trelena. Unfortunately, the Muradin was not the target you needed. And that is them going down. Yeah, definitely a lot of stacking going on this time. But we do see now it is going to be angelic armaments from Imperius. Also, things to note, we do have a Wailing Arrow on Sylvanas. I think I said Taz Dingo. We do see Avatar Muritan, Blink Heal Brightwing, and rounding things out is the Dahaka. I remember what it's called. Don't tell me. Isolation. Shrinks, don't do that. Shrinks, bad idea, bud. Just cut your losses. Leave. You don't want to die there. Not your time to go. And Shrinks makes the right choice and doesn't quite go there. Now, thing to know about this, both Ruffian and Shrinks are globals. They can do a little bit of tussling here, but as needed, they can move up. Also, Muradin does get found by Star Knight. Star Knight gets a nice little Q off. They're now in trouble. They do charge out to safety. Unicycle Yay uses Hammer, but they do have the cooldown reduction on it. Also note that Felstad has already flown up, and Gust is available. I was thinking about that. The attack slow from Blaze would have really done a lot, but no, Nor goes down anyway. A little bit greedy. Didn't even push the Taz Dingo, but now we can see it's Muradin going down. Simeon does blink to a minion to safety, but at this point, it's too late. Two heroes are dead. A little bit of misplay by Zul'jin not using Taz Dingo there. If they pop that, it was very likely it may have been a different outcome that fight. But no, it will not be. Also, Dark is just pushing. Surprised Sylvanas pulled out, considering they would have realized there may have been a invade going on. And now we can see that it is Star Knight, Peach, and Trelena all just having a good push of things. Realizing we can leave the tower. We have a camp directly on the building. No, that's not where you want to be. Star. Letting a lot of damage. Does get healed at the end. Trelena getting 2 stacks. Shrink sending the isolation onto Blaze. Blaze getting pulled back. And that is a lost cause. That is a dead tank. And now we see Rhaegar and Vala in trouble. We do hear the Qs coming off. Peach trying their best. Does heal once. Does get out. They do. I don't know if Peach should have survived there, but they did. We take those, I guess. We take those wins. We take those livings. Yeah, you get to live. That's a good value. We see Blaze will be up. They won't quite be up in time for objective, but if the team of Cloud of Minds are able to stall it for a little bit, they will have Blaze back. You see Nora and Pink Blackout pushing mid already. I don't know if that. I feel like they should have just gone to objective immediately. They may have been able to pick it up with Blaze still on like the respawn, because they would have been back in time. But now we can see that window has closed. Star Knight is available. Oh, Star Knight taking a decent amount of damage early on. We do see that the endurance impact was dropped, but they go down to the end. Unicycle Yay did pop the Avatar, and now we can see that there is going to be an awkward fight carrying on. Nor and Pink Blackout did drop back. They are running low on resources, but it doesn't matter in the end. They got the Blaze. Very unfortunate Blaze went down there like that, but sometimes it does happen. And now we can see that it is going to be plant terrors in all 3 lanes. Top may go down here. I don't know if Kian can really clear that in time. They need a position for the plant essentially, the flower essentially immediately. But the other lanes maybe a little bit more defendable. Okay, maybe not bottom. No one's at bottom. And now they're looking to get aggressive onto mid. Unicycle Yay, however, showed a little bit earlier than the rest. So we do see it as a very safe rotation from the side of Cloud of Minds. There's a plant. Unicycle Yay taking a decent amount of damage from his Qs now. We're at 22 Vala stacks on the 22 stacks on Puncturing Arrow. That is a decent amount. And they actually deal with that plant very well. Also, this did survive. Ish. It's still up. Survived is a very loose term in this regard. Where, yeah, it is there. And also, we do see a camp steal mid. Oh. We do nearly see Gathering Storm is done with its first part. If once it gets 30, it does get that extra damage up 15%, which will be a big help in the grand scheme of things for Ruffian. Does add that little bit extra burst they need. But now we can see top is finally going to be falling. Shrinks and doesn't do so. I don't know if this... Oh, Pink Blackout does use her second wave. I don't think you give this up if you're the team. You know that someone's not with them. You know it's likely Muradin because you've seen the other 4. We can see Unicycle Yeezy is now, but a little bit too late. Oh, there's jump. Trelena does get hit with a stun, but we'll be fine. Don't know if that was good bunker, but it is being used anyway. We can see phase shift being used as well. And actually, Unicycle Yay popped Avatar. Ooh, that is a costly ult exchange, actually. Avatar a longer cooldown than Blaze. And that means I don't think they'll have Avatar for the next objective, but they may actually have bunker for the next objective. Aggression once again. Blaze does check, does find them. 16 advantage is through for Assistant New Manager, so Cloud of Minds can't really afford to step onto this.
Another seed is about to sprout, heroes. Are you ready for it? Red team has destroyed it.
And we do see top fort went down? Top fort went down. Well, mid fort went down. Mid fort went down. Yes, middle fort. Good work. I realize now I can look at my other monitor and see a 30-second delay of my stream because, well, that's what we're meant to cast with. And, yeah. It makes it very handy for me.
Collect the seed. And don't fret about the shamblers. They don't feel a thing anymore.
Nope. Camp being melted. Shrinks is just grabbing the objective. You can see both teams are at 16s now, so they are in a good spot. Unicycle Yay will be hitting that camp. I'll briefly open up 16s just so people are aware of what we see, because we do see the Dwarf launch on the Muradin, so it is going to be a very good engage. But again, this is where actually both teams start to get a little bit scarier, because we now see Imperius's true damage starting to come on at 20. They are going to be a problem. Blaze is kind of hitting their stride now with the with up to 30 armor on charge. Lightning Shield build, Rhaegar is fully online. Like, this is really where everything is starting to pick up for both teams. And what was actually looking to be quite a good start for Assistant New Manager, this may be now a little bit more difficult as we're coming into this later game, especially if we get to 20 and Vala can get things such as either Farflight Quiver or she gets Acrobat. Both of those will be quite hard to deal with for Assistant New Manager. Yeah, sure, they have things like Dwarf Launch to help mitigate those advantages, but how well will they handle it is a question. Albeit they've been handling things pretty well so far. Net game out on the Kian. Nice double stun by Blaze. Nice wailing arrow there, however, stopping the follow-up from Ruffian and Trelena. And there's a lot of damage coming out. Starlight does have to hop into bunker as the heal comes off onto them. Trelena kept alive while the bird does not quite have the same luck. Rhaegar goes down above, but unfortunately didn't quite go the right way. And we do now see it is the Vala going down. Blaze going down. Kian now in trouble. Stunned again, and this may just be an end call for the side of Assistant New Manager. In fact, I'd imagine so. Black Arrows now, wave comes up behind you, then you can finally push into core itself. Yeah, and it looks like that may be the case. The core is just getting melted apart. Pretty well played game from the side of Cloud and Minds. That core is quickly dropping, actually. Yeah, Rhaegar, like, Valstar's still a little bit off. Yeah, it's just really all she wrote. Very unfortunate end of the game there for Cloud and Minds, but Assistant Noob Manager do take map number 1. Well played both sides. Oh, bloody hell, my back hurts. Anyway, we're having a look at stats. We do see it as 123k soak for Dahaka, 95k soak for Ruffian, 36k hero damage for Trelena, actually compared to 26k from North. So a good 10k head between Vala and Zul'jin. Meanwhile, healing, Rhaegar did have a little bit rougher time. There's a lot of single target damage for the side of Assistant New Manager. And while Rhaegar did talent into the Lightning Shield at level barrier. It's probably just easier to say barrier. While Rhaegar did talent him Lightning Shield barrier at level 13, that little extra bit of single target wasn't quite enough because between the auto attacks of Nor and Sylvanas kind of general damage she does, it was a little bit too much for him. Meanwhile, we can see Brightwing did 51k healing self and had some very good cleansers. In terms of soak, before I moved over to the stats page, 11k soak Kian, 11k soak for Falstad, but both been out by Dahaka on 16, though Dahaka was definitely doing more of the soaking work for the team than the others. So let's have a look at talents. Anything that stand out to me in particular? I will circle back to Fuel Leak. I do wonder if the auto attack slow would have been a bit better for them. I do realize fuel leak is very good when you're trying to control a large area, but in terms of the extra auto attack slow that nanomachine coating can provide, it can really mess up Sylvanas and their ability timing. It can mess up Zul'jin and their just how fast they can do damage, as well as Muradin struggles for it, Brightwing's build struggles for it, and Dahaka, well, Dahaka just wants to live in your team pushing W, so it's not really a massive thing happening there. Yep, so that was kind of my major kind of, not sure about that one, but they still did pretty well with Fuel Leak. It was just a tough matchup for Blaze to go into. But no, well played by Assistant Newb Manager map number 1. I do wonder, Perfect Storm and Sledgehammer, you don't see those very often outside of BOE, and there's not really too many situations where Muradin was necessarily getting into slap fights with the other tank or anything like that, so I do wonder if it had didn't necessarily have the most returns on it, but it did work out either way. So let me move over to the map view screen and we'll see what we have coming up when, well, I know at least. Yeah, we don't have a map selected yet, so it looks like we may be still deciding there. Oh, I guess I'll find out more or less when we do get that. But no, I would like to see Cloud9's map pick and take themselves to somewhere comfortable. I do know that first pick's very good, especially because you're like, I don't need to ban Joanna. Love that. But I think there's some credence in this in a lot of divisions to taking the other team to maps you do well on, that you're comfortable on. I know I personally like going to things such as Braxis or Dragonshy because I do very much enjoy those maps. I find myself very comfortable on those maps. I know of some of the teams I've played for in the past, Anna, they really, this is very much my old team. One of the players definitely doesn't like Braxis Holder, even though they do very well. But of course, Braxis is banned this series anyway, so there's no point in me talking about it. And of course, Tales of Doom is banned, so we do have a very sad, what's their name? More in the chat, but it does look like instead we are going to be getting Ultrak Pass. This. And we'll find out who that's picked by in a few moments. I imagine I'm going to guess this. I'm correct. So first pick, so Cloud9 did opt for first pick for this series. And they've now realized I'm hiding amongst the side of Assistant Newb Manager. We're just waiting on a few people to roll in is probably a thing I need to note. But I will just say that I'm ready anyway when they... Well, where the last person gets in here, I'll say I'm ready just to not rush anyone else. But it looks like we are going to be having a sub for the side of Assistant Newb Manager. Looks like Pink Blackout is out for Nullius by the looks of things. I'm just going to say Caster is ready. Just so they know. I'm ready to go. But I'm trying to think, what do we need from... What do Cloud9 need to do in this instance, where they did have a little bit of struggle with that first map? They had a pretty good idea, but they had a little bit of struggle that first map. What could they do to change things up to give themselves that advantage? Just full macro Assistant Newb Manager. Heck the objective. Full macro. Run it down every lane at once. Just 4 specialists and a healer. See what happens. That you know what? Balls to walls. Let's see what happens. I'd like to see unironically, I would like Assistant Newb Manager to do something fun here. They have a chance where I think their position is sealed within the division where they can do a few things. They can try out things. In fact, now would be a very good time to experiment with things because by no means is Cloud9 a pushover. Cloud9 is actually one of the, I think last time I checked they were 5th, around that 3rd, 4th, 5th range. I think this game decides the order between 3, 4, and 5, I was told. So this will be a good factor for that. They can grab some AA. That's not a bad idea. Grabbing some AA could be helpful. Yeah, yeah, you're right, actually. Vala did go the Q build. Very much lean to do. Albeit, even with Q build, Vala is a good AA. I do wonder if it does hurt themselves a little, because you're missing... Between Felstar Q build and Vala Q build, you have that consistent damage missing. And that was probably one of the big things there. And being told 1-6, we're just going to be waiting a little bit longer there, chat. But no, EZK, that is a very good... Go Cho'Gall. You heard it here first, Assistant New Manager. If you're listening, go Cho'Gall. That will be... Unironically, I've seen like only 2 Cho'Gall maps this season, and series this season. I love when I see Cho'Gall. Anything less meta, I love seeing inherently, and if I do see it, I'm more inclined to go, you're the ones I'm going to cast. Albeit, I was not as active in my scouting of teams this season. I do admit I was a little bit lazy on that. But I've also just been a tired boy who has been a bit sick recently. Including today. Yeah, Dahaka spell armor. I think it looked like Dahaka chose to spell armor after the 2 level 1s of Falstad and Vala. America living me backline. Yeah. Meriden does just sometimes get do it sometime. Also, hi, IC. Hope you're doing well. I also don't think I said it, but hey, Chriso. Hope you're doing well as well. Anna, easy. I definitely said hi to you. And Nullius, get back in the game. Nullius, if you're in Twitch chat, you're not in the game, and I do not appreciate that. It's 1 sec. It's turning out to be a little bit longer than 1 second, so I am not going to pull out my phone. I am just going to continue to fill the void that is silence and me apparently not feeling very well. But nope, we have Cloud of Mind saying they are ready. So we should be getting into it soon. I was going to go cast Ritter. Hopefully they see it still. Nope, it's starting up even way. I assume they could just see it on the screen. Yeah, good enough. There's not too much that happened in the chat. Both the teams seem relatively focused this time around. So, what are we going to see this series? I hope for something good. I hope for something fun. But either way, we are going to be having Alterac. So let's see how this draft goes, shall we? Where did my window go? There it is. Why are they not going to the big option? I don't know. Anyway, draft is open. We do see it is going to be Falstad banned out first, actually. So they're not planning for the Falstad themselves this time. So I wonder what we are going to see. Do we see a healer first pick? Do we see Kian first pick? I don't know. We have a countdown. What are we going to get banned out? But it is going to be Malthael once again. Not really want to deal with Malthael this game, which fair enough in some instances. Now it's working. Close pop out. Oh, he fixed it. Excellent. We can now see Blaze being picked up in return. Not banned out in return, actually. So interesting that they've banned out 2 heroes of the 5 they had last time around. Interesting. What's being weird? It's this. And Joanna banned out. Well, some things never changed, do they? And we can see Li Ming being picked up first by Ruffian. Okay, interesting. Countdown once again. What are we going to see first for the next 2? And it's going to be Hogger and Anduin. Hogger is one of those ones where I would have been a little bit scared of, because this is a very good Hogger map, and I do know Nullius very much enjoys playing Hogger. Alright, what will we see next? Do we see Rhaegar picked up now? I assume we see Rhaegar again. It could be fun. We could see something like Lucio. We see a Nubrak and Rexar. Interesting. I don't know if I've seen Kian play Rexar before. But I do like the Nubrak pick, and you have Misha kind of up there to support as well. Misha have a very good beard. Haka Noob counter. Well, you did try predict it. I do like the prediction attempt easy K. But not quite it. So, what are we going to get for these last bans? Healers and damage is still up. We see Brightwing being banned out. And what will we see banned out still? We still need tank. We still need both damage dealers for the side of assistant noob manager. I think I'd like to see Trelana go Lunara. Yeah. But Diablo is going to be banned out this time. Which, yeah, Diablo still does well on this map, fighting around both top right, bottom left objectives both have a decent amount of wolves that you can stun into. He does struggle a little bit more when you are fighting on either top left or bottom right, but W build does kind of nullify that. It does allow you to play that bit more kind of, I stand in the middle of your team and push W as opposed to I want to stun you into wolves to kill you. We do see it Sylvanas picked up and Garrosh picked up. The Angry Orc himself is on the field. Doesn't have quite as many bushes to exploit as you like, but there is some interesting map geometry that you can definitely utilize to your own advantage, especially around the objectives if you position yourself well. Well, Shrinks is going zero or Genji or Zero. I guess we'll find out soon enough. I would like to think Zeratul on this map over Genji, just because Zeratul can at least suit offlane, but we do see as Stukov and Deathwing rounding things out. So once again, we are kind of leaning more into the double mage style game. And in all honesty, I think Zeratul may be the pick here. That would be quite a hard one to deal with for the side of Cloud of Mines. Nodding my head going, Itsuge, you may be right, because I do know Shrinks likes playing these weirder ones. Genji it is. Yeah. Yeah, Light Bomb Dash is going to be a hell of a thing to deal with. By no means is it impossible for this side of Cloud and Mines to deal with it. Just they need to be a little bit careful. If Stukov can save flailing swipes for when Genji is dashed and Light Bomb to use as a disengage, that can help ruin the follow-up. It very much will be a careful game of cat and mouse between Stukov and Genji this game, I believe. And actually, Deathwing does help mess it up, but no Zeratul. It is just going to be Genji, which a little bit harder than the Zeratul on this map. I assume we're going to then have Sylvanas in the bottom lane. Why am I even I haven't bothered doing the opening sequence today because these intros, these games are starting so quickly today. That was not 30 seconds at all. I was going to discuss what the teams were doing, but let's get into it. So, on the side of Clouded Minds, we do see it is Nullius on the Hogger. Shrinks is Unicycle Yay, why you like this? Shrinks is on the Genji, Unicycle Yay on Garrosh, Simeon on Anduin, and rounding things out, we do have Norton with Sylvanas on the other side. We do have Kian on the Rexa, Ruffian, Li Ming, Star Knights, not Dahaka, and Nubarak. Peach is on the Stukov, and all the way bottom, we do have Trelana on the Deathwing. But we can see we're already going into a very much a 1-3-1 split. Trelana has found Nor bottom. They are taking a decent amount of damage for it. Actually, Genji nearly dropping below 40 arm plates. And yep, there we go. We're down to 30 arm plates already. But Nor kind of overstayed their welcome. Thankfully, Simeon is onto it relatively today. And we can see Nor does get to live. No bull there, however. Nor is in a very different spot. And actually, they're lucky to not be dead right now. And Nor gets stunned. Where's your life now, Trelana? We can see Rexa is going to step up to take the camp, and they actually took Flare. Interesting. So they're playing the vision game with Rexa. Not often you see Flare. I'd expect easy prey with Misha, but that's not the case this time around. We do see Li Ming as Shrinks. I don't think you want to step in there. No, they're not going to. But as I say, we do see Li Ming's trying to clear mid. Meanwhile, Hogger doing that top cap, which actually interesting. They're not just spinning through it. They may have accidentally messed up the spin. Hard to say. Yes. Hit it. Yes. Do it. Anyway, we do see Camp will be coming out first for this side of Cloud and Mines. We will need a Newb back down here to help with the pressure of it. Because if you have a Newb stay up, then this camp's going to go down before it gets too much pressure. Newb is here now. We can see Hogger and Garrosh to stop. So they actually have a little bit of leeway to get value with this camp. Nice Q through for Star Knight. I think they're not wanting to full commit yet. But the Null camps are getting cleared up pretty well between the two teams. Well, we can see Garrosh through Rexar, Kian in trouble. Nullius didn't quite get the kill, Kian. Kian turned around to gets the kill himself. Oh, stepping back on 90 health. They're just one Hogger auto away from dying, but that is a good murder. Burrow charged some quiet Simeon, but the Q will. Star Knight knows now they do. Oh, that's unfortunate for Unicycle, yeah. But Kian didn't have, Star Knight didn't have a Burrow charge up. Very unfortunate that Unicycle Ye was not able to get the throw on them there. I don't know if Sylvanas would have been able to get through the spell armor of him completely. Also want to quickly talk about stacking talents. We do see that it is Kian going the level 4 Hunter-Gatherer, so will eventually become tankier with that armor. We do also see that Hogger, well not Hogger, Anduin's going Piercing Light. Genji has gone Shuriken Mastery as well. And we see Star Knight has come up to help deal with this push top. Because, well, it's a Sylvanas. You can just kind of push straight and go. Albeit we do see that it is going to be Star Knight and Pete trying to slow things down. Nice stun onto Nor. Nor being forced out. Star Knight being thrown. There's no Burrow charge up. We do see they are taking a lot. Spell Armor was used. They actually get out to safety. Safety being a very relative term. But yeah, Rexar the Uno reverse card. Absolutely just... very surprised they were able to get out of that and actually get the kill. Stepped up a little bit too far in my opinion, but they were able to get a good kill onto Hogger there. Hogger, one of those notoriously harder heroes to kill in this game. You can see by the way both offlaners doing their respective camps. Seems to have the infinite. Good work, Nullius. Anyway, we do now come back down to mid. Objectives coming up soon. Deathwing is being preyed upon once again by Shrinks. Honestly, go melee. Go melee and just run that Genji down. I know it doesn't necessarily work because, well, Genji has a lot of mobility that he can use to escape you, but it would be funny. Anyway, coming mid, we do see a big silence on the Unicycle Ye, but it looks like it is going to be Misha going down, taking a few too many shots there from towers and minions alike. Very unfortunate for the good boy there. Also want to note that Li Ming has gone full orb build. I feel like we're getting into this same issue again for Clouded Mines, where they're going to have a lot of... they have a lot of damage potential, but their finishing potential may be the problem once again. Sure, it can come from Lobo on the Stukov, or it will be coming from likely the auto attacks of Rexar. But without them there, it's a lot of... they have a lot of upfront damage, but not much to finish. Meanwhile, we can see Assistant New Manager just have a lot of consistent damage. Between the Genji, between the Sylvanas, both of them doing a lot of good consistent damage. Starlight getting nice stun onto Nullius. Nor is here now, does get the spell armor out of Star Knight. Nice stun by the bear. Unicycle Ye throwing him on top. We do see a stun. Oh, say inside the silence, but nope. Once again, Simeon does have the pull up and pulls Unicycle Ye this time to safety. And Trelena just follows through. We see Nor is pestering from the top. Oh, Nor, you do not want to walk around that corner, bud. And we see Nor goes, yeah, actually, I don't want to walk around that corner, you're right. Oh, stun onto Garrosh. Oh, Nullius actually eating a lot of damage. Nullius goes down. We see Shrinks gets a good deflect off. Star Knight getting low. Shrink's not able to find the kill onto him. Star Knight living. We see Nora now getting stunned with the efforts. Kian doing a lot of damage themselves. Oh, Peach does get another heal out. We do see the silence underneath Garrosh. Garrosh gets stunned in it. Misha gets the stun. Unicycle Ye throws him over. And we do see the Garrosh gets live. 41 armor is just a little bit too much for the side of Clouded Mines to get through. They don't really have that true percent damage amongst any of them. The closest would be... no, none of them. Maybe Rexar? No. Huh. Garrosh is now the glaring problem in the strategy for Cloud and Mines. They do at least have Deathwing to help deal with the CC of Garrosh, to help deal with the X-Strike or dash with the Light Bomb from Anduin, which we can see Light Bomb is a pick from Anduin there, because also we do see Shockwave Hogger, X-Strike Genji, Wailing Arrow Sylvanas, and actually Decimate Garrosh. I do wonder if Taunt may have been a bit better into things such as the Anubarak. But on the other side of things, we do have Cocoon Anubarak, Flaming Swipe Stukov, Unleash the Boars Rexar, Disintegrate on Li Ming, and the Bellowing Roar on the Deathwing. That's his name. Oh, that front gate's very low. We can see Garrosh is making their way up, but no, they're not going to be able to find him. I heard Haunting Wave. Haunting Wave's nowhere near me. Why did I hear that? Brr. Right. Peach is doing the camp himself, getting a little bit of help from Ruffian. There we go. On bottom, we do see Trelena just circling around, making sure they know what they're doing. Kian does check top boss. Nor looking for it. Does show briefly, and I think that gave Kian just enough time to go, wait a minute. And they do see it back out. Meanwhile, we see a rotation coming down bottom to mid. Actually, it looks like Nor's at least considering going bottom. And definitely going, wait a minute, something fishy is happening. Oh, Shrinks is getting more stacks onto Trelena. Star Knight in trouble. Does Shrink's just pushing the flex whenever there's fire over him. Oh, Unicycle Yay with a very good slant of him. Unfortunately, Trelena didn't quite have the line there to follow up on that slow. We still get a decent amount done. Oh, we now see Sylvanas been going bottom and Trelena having to react. Also going to go back up here because I see, once again, a lot of damage coming out from Shrinks. That deflect is getting a lot of value so far this game. Well, hasn't found any kills. That's definitely something you can now watch out for. But we can see it is going to be like the general auto attack build from, not auto attack, the Q build from Genji that's been popularized as of late. So that'd be good to watch. Oh, Vision Circle was so helpful for Kian. Starlight found Unicycle, yeah. Again, I don't know about using Burrow Charge aggressively into him. It does work out this time. No, the pull from Simeon once again. Just go for Anduin. Nice stun. Stun them both. Nope, it is just going to be Unicycle Yay. Unicycle Yay is that kind of fight forever Garrosh. So it's actually quite hard to kill, and we can see that's the case. But he doesn't have Unstop as kind of the only backdrop, but we can see now 1 kill, 2 kills. Oh, unfortunately, Misha goes down for it. Unicycle Yay actually holding on. Ruffian in trouble, having to back on up. But you can see Peach is still available with the team. So, and Rexar will actually be back soon enough as well. Deathwing in the sky. He's not actually just, he's not dead. He's just flying. But he's still going to have to take his time to come back. But I guess they're just making sure they don't need to land anywhere in particular. Nora's just pushing mid. So I feel like Deathwing's going to land mid. Yep, there it is. And Trelena's already lost about a third of her health. Very unfortunate. All up here, Unicycle Yay's wanting to step in. But Peach and Peach, Ruffy, and Kian doing very well to hold them out. And Nelius just takes an orb to the face. Good stun onto Genji. We do see the bear thrown back in. And barely, well, there's the dash light bomb. There's the extract on lock. Kian and Star Knight very much in trouble. But no, they both live. I thought Kian may have been a dead man there. That Rexar does not have much self-sustain for himself. So plenty for Misha, but not much for himself. So very good that Kian gets to live. You obviously Deathwing is just going to start waddling back bottom. There you go. Go little Deathwing. You got this. Yes. Burn. Just checking the bush, making sure no one's going to be flanking them. Nelius is going to try to slow him down. Meanwhile, mid has gone down. We can see top here is going to be a fight between Nor and Kian. Misha or Wild Tank. Nor, I don't think that was the choice you wanted to make. Well. Nor's dead. I don't really know what to say there, but Nor's dead. Yeah, unfortunately, Rexar's one of those ones where as they get further along with their quest, they're going to get harder and harder to kill. You can see Misha's already back. They are not. But we can see now all 3 front buildings are down. 1, 2. I think all 3 were found this objective phase now. And boss call has been, well, made. I think Rexar did show by this wall, so they can have an inkling. Assistant New Manager may know where Cloud & Mines is going. But we're going to see if this is going to be quickly started. But it needs to be quick because, well, it looks like the migration of Assistant New Manager is making its way on up. And I don't know how much time they have exactly. They leash. Smart. Stun coming out. Stun onto 3 members of a backline. Extract definitely on top of Ruffy and Peach. There's the swipes I was talking about. Kian is the one in trouble. They go down this time. There is Trelena flying overhead. Does get a nice, good Cataclysm off, just splitting the fight in half. But at this point, the damage has been done. And Rexar did go down. Hopefully Rexar went... Cool. Rexar did go feign death, so they may... I don't know if they chose it in time, that fight. You can see that it is going to be Starlight thrown in. Anduin does get hit with the... pull... with the shield. Oh, a lot of damage coming out. Simeon low. Shrinks actually nearly took out Unicycle Yay with a conflagration. Ruffian wanting the orb. Simeon turns around, doesn't get taken out, and we can see that Unicycle Yay has actually escaped, well, about 3-4 times at this point. 4 or 5 times at this point. There's probably not a good reason they are alive as much as they are outside of very much Cloud & Mines are missing that consistent auto attacker. They're enlisting that consistent damage. And we can see that, well, that is essentially what Assistant New Manager is based around. They do have Nor for consistent damage. They do have Genji who can finish. And the finishing is the problem currently coming through for Cloud & Mines. Also, Trelena is being ran down by 4 people. Nice Fear getting 2 of them off themselves immediately. Nor throwing a Shadow Dagger onto Trelena. But there has been the full rotate down by Cloud & Mines where, well, Assistant New Manager now can't really kill anyone. Ruffian hitting a nice little bit of volley there onto Unicycle Yay. Unicycle Yay does, well, if they believe it, VW did reveal where Unicycle Yay was. And now we have so many bodies down bottom. Everything except Hogger and Deathwing now. Star Knight gets thrown in. Did have a burrow charge out, so are going to be fine. There's the boars hitting the 3 squishies. We can see Unicycle Yay is the one in trouble. Sylvanas did use Wailing Arrow there. We can see Genji was stopped in the cocoon. Oh, I say there's the silence, but no stun to follow up. Unfortunate for them. Misha holding on. Shrinks wants the bear. But we can see they are going to live. Both teams are getting near 20. I should note that with Cloud & Mines, because they have been grouping up a little bit more this series, they are a little bit further away from the 20s than Assistant New Manager is. But we can see that it is Li Ming being traded out for the Sylvanas. And that Sylvanas missing is actually a bit of a problem. Trelena getting a nice horrify, well, sorry, not horrify, but bellowing roar onto the Genji. Nullius is thrown out. Unicycle Yay taking a lot. That conflagration doing a decent amount. Shrinks nearly actually getting the kill onto Kian. But we can see now Cataclysm flying overhead. Oh, nice double stun. Once again, Unicycle Yay is just living it through all. We do have a fight for the Garrosh build. That W slowdown or sorry. That W... What is it? Let me have a look at it. I'm trying to remember what I'm mentioning. Yeah, this at level 4 does a lot for the survivability of Garrosh. You're not really leaning into the full kind of unstopped tank build, which you kind of do need sometimes into a Nubarak and Deathwing. And, well, the Bear Misha itself, that's actually quite a thing to not take it into. But very much they're holding on either way. They aren't being overly punished for it. Also want to note that Kian at 22 globes out of the 25 needed for their quest. 4 stacks on the Anduin piercing light. But we do see that it is... Oh, Kian wants us 1 globe left. We do see that Genji finished Shuriken Mastery. And we are getting pretty close. Well, I assume we're going to see the Shuriken talent at 20 for them as well. Both teams pretty close to 20s. There's one. Rexa actually finishes their quest at the same time. Nice stun onto Shrinks. We can see actually it's Rexa, Misha going down. Nice stun. Simeon taking a lot of damage. Simeon goes down. Shrinks gets to hold on because they have the spell armor. Oh. 20 something health? Not bad. 20 health is more than 0. And this is now 2 buildings down. Anduin's still dead. You can make a play to end here if you are the side of Cloud & Mines. So that is finally the Garrosh falling. We do see Trelena getting a stun off onto the Genji. Genji silenced, Genji down. And this looks like the core will actually be falling. So Cloud & Mines are going to be using that Cataclysm just to make sure they can zone out as much as possible. We do see a stun onto Nor. Nor does barely have a Haunting Wave up in time. Flare Sight coming out from Peach. That core is dropping pretty quickly now. There's not much here that is going to be stopping Assistant New Manager. And, well, stopping the side of Cloud & Mines. We see Sylvanas goes down to the end. And that will be the second map of the series going over to the side of Cloud & Mines. So we will be going to a good old map number 3. Hell yeah! And now we're just waiting for the summary screen. Talents. We do see in turn talents. Li Ming actually have the most siege for the side of Cloud & Mines compared to the most siege Sylvanas. 179k for Sylvanas, 118k for Li Ming. However, Sylvanas had most 19k compared to the 14k from Deathwing. In terms of hero damage, we do see Deathwing actually have 46,000, Rexar 42,000, Li Ming 41,000, so all very close to each other. We see Sylvanas and Genji pretty close. Nor shrinks 51k, 47k respectively. In terms of healing numbers, Peach 48,000 compared to Anduin's 52,000. But I think that sounds about right, actually. Yeah, Genji really should. Nor cut. Nor cut, says John. Just get Nor out of here. But yeah, no, let's have a look at talents. I think... I do wonder if this was the issue. I do wonder at the end if Garrosh had the Unstoppable, they would have had an easier time that match. Because, what? 1cc, 2cc, 3cc, 4 heroes of CC, 3 of them stunning, 1 of them silencing. Unstopping, albeit you can't, buddy. You can't unstop while you're silenced, I'll give him that. But the unstop is such a valuable button, even in desperate times. I do say that, I do have to say that Garrosh did survive a fair bit because of their survivability with that W build. But I do wonder if they would have even needed that survivability. Why am I just want to get Vera? I should be holding it here. I do wonder if they needed that extra survivability if they're just able to unstop, get a throw, and get a kill. Interesting that we did see, once again, the double kind of mage-style build for Cloud & Mines, but this time it did work a little bit better. I was very much concerned about them not being able to get kills this time around, but they did. They even survived the Genji dash light bomb combo, which I thought Stukov and Li Ming would have been in more trouble, but they did play safe enough to where when the light bomb did hit them. I feel like the same thing happened when we played them. In game 3 they really showed us while playing number 1, yeah, because he can unstop himself and team ally throw someone else. It was cool, yeah. But double pull Anduin. Double Anduin does pull some credence into it. Maybe I don't need to do this. Interesting, we do see the, I'm looking at it. I don't want to mouse over it. I'm looking at the Stukov 16. I'm visualizing it. Interesting, we do see Universal Character. Interesting, we do see Universal Carrier. I have to check. Damn, I took it in the end. Because, yeah, it is a little bit technically less healing. And when you have things like Garrosh running at you, Genji, Light Bomb, Hogger, the extra healing that you can get off it can do pretty well as well. But it beats still did well. The silences were definitely an issue underneath those cocoon targets, underneath the stun targets. They're very good on their follow-up. And Kian's just a very good player. There's no two ways about it. Kian's a very good player. They did very well on that Rex. Actually, very interesting when you see them use Flare. Not often you do see Flare, but it did work out for them. Just that extra vision circle kept them alive when they were considering rotating sometimes. So let me swap on over to map view screen, and we'll have one last map, I suppose. I do wonder how this shakes up the standings. Just even one map from Cloud & Mines, I do wonder. But what are we going to see next? I need to make sure I don't accidentally open up an ARAM. What do you think, guys? I imagine we're going to see first pick from Assistant New Manager. So I wonder what map we got. I wonder if Cloud & Mines are going to have map pick and what map we're going to go to. I could probably check. That's probably not a bad idea. They're probably going to beat me to it while I'm checking. Yeah, because the others does change up the standings a lot. Team socials. Let's have a look. What do they like to play? Let's see. Let's go down the rabbit hole and find out. Because this is for all the marbles, really, for Cloud of Mines, it is definitely, if they do get higher up, they're going to... I don't think it's going to be Cho'Gall Murky. I'm going to be honest with you. I very much want to call Murky, and I don't know why. Murphy for Murloc. We're going to have Inferno Shrines, aren't we? Inferno Shrines of Volskaya. Maybe Sky Temple? Maybe Volskaya? Probably Infernal. I don't want to see Infernal. Murky fixes the PvE problem Cho'Gall faces. So does Probius. You can get a Probius Cho'Gall then. But Blaze Cho'Gall. Blaze in the offlane. That'd be actually, that's a really good idea. If any Storm Leaguers want to do a Blaze Cho'Gall, hit me up. But it looks like we are going to be getting Volskaya. Ooh. How have Assistant Newb Manager fared on this map this season? Have they played it this season? No, they have not played it this season. So that should be interesting to see. I wonder how they'll do. They do very well in the team fights is the thing. But that last map, the team fights were very much going towards the side of Clouded Mines. So don't... Murky is Octo. Blaze just has a good stun and slow in general. That's my counterpoint to Murky is Blaze is better. But this should be interesting. Definitely you want to lean more into the team fight. I can see Pink Blackout has come back in for... I need to scroll back. I can't even remember who I just saw. Shrinks is out. Pink Blackout is in. So it should be interesting to watch to see if there's any kind of major team fight differences between the two players. I imagine we're going to need to see we may see the Li Ming get banned out by the side of Cloud of Mines, because I imagine we may see Pink Blackout choose it before they get the chance. Bring Gazlo. Gazlo would be a great fun to watch, man. Welcome, Linehouse. Hope you're doing well today. Also want to say g'day to Urid and John. I haven't seen you guys in a while, but appreciate you dropping in. I should really say Caster is ready, because I realize I have not said that. Caster ready. I'm looking forward to this map. It's not often Assistant Newb Managers actually lost a map this season. They've lost 2 maps actually so far, so this is the 3rd they've lost all season. So definitely a time start. Okay. So we're just waiting on one person to come back. So we do have a little bit of time there, chat. Don't worry. But I'm definitely looking forward to this last segment. I am a little bit scared about how it's going to go for Cloud of Mines. I do hope Cloud of Mines can actually get a win, because that would very much shake things up a little bit. But even now, I don't know how the standings have picked up. I'm going to actually have to force whoever wins to essentially report it immediately after this, so I can do the division standings. Because I actually don't know which team is where. I actually don't even know who misses out. There's 3 teams on the same amount of points. There's 3 teams on 14 points each, and I don't know which one of the 3 miss out. Which is a bit concerning that I don't even know that. But, ugh. Woo, get him CM. Yeah, CM at 1-all with Assistant Newb Management, Koala, so it's definitely a close one. Also, welcome, Koala. Hope you're doing well. Right, I will actually be right back. I'm going to put some music on. And I'm just going to quickly do something. I'll be back with you all shortly. I'm just going to leave it on the screen because it's easier. Fun fact, I'm not feeling physically well either, but here we are. I wanted A&M to dominate to further their false sense of being too good or too safe. Make it easier for them to get knocked out of playoffs. Now they lost the map or potentially a series that'll work even harder. Rip, says Easy K. Is it because you're potentially the ones facing them? I think it may be LTK. I don't know. But I should tell the teams now I am back. Yeah, being sick sucks, just to say the least. And today is not one of my best days by any means. Actually, I'm quite ill today. Now I am ready. Yeah. So sorry about that. Just sometimes my own health does take a little bit of priority, even if I'm middle of casting. But fortunately we went to the map, so it does help. Right, but every now and again, I do look at Clouded Mines' name, because I do recall spelling Clouded Mines wrong once. They're Clotted Mines throughout a whole series. I'm like, well, shouldn't be that, should it? Big mistake on my part, but it's alright. And looks like the Knight has returned. Star Knight is back. They play LTK first. We play GG. Cool. Good to know. Good to know everyone knows how the division is. It's very good to see how everyone knows how the division's meant to be sitting, and I don't. I'm the bloody one who's in charge of this division. Everyone else is like, Farber, it's like, they're playing this, and this. I'm like, cool. Thumbs up. Thanks for telling me, because I had no clue. It looks like we are starting this last map of the regular season for Division B West. I'd be very interested to see how this goes and whether Carter Mines could pull something amazing out of the bag. So let's get into the game and see how this goes, shall we? I've changed the wrong scene. But, fix. There we go. No one noticed. Didn't say it out loud or anything. No one noticed at all. But what shall we see here, as I want to lean back and just pull this microphone down closer to my face. What shall we see here for the side of this is new manager in terms of bans? I imagine we're going to see the Malfowl again. I wanted them to be overconfident. Oh. We see Deathwing banned up. They're not wanting to deal with Trelana. I think all 14-point teams have spent a lot of time looking at div standings. Yeah, you're probably right, Koala. I imagine you're correct there that all 14-point teams are very much doing the math. Zagara banned out immediately, however. Are they going to let Joe through? No shot, they let Joe through. Didn't notice a thing. What are you more? Icy, what are you warning about? What are you on about, Icy? I did actually say, what are you mourning about, huh? Oh, I know what you're on about now, never mind. But nope, now we see that Malfowl is banned out. I don't know. I think we're going to see Joanna banned. But somehow I think I'd prefer to see the Actually, you know what? Joanna, they don't run auto attackers. Banly Ming, you don't run auto attackers. The double blind is not too much of an effect on you. Joe, yeah, sure is annoying. But yeah, we can see Li Ming is being banned out. Thank you for following Demon Grand. Hope you're doing well. Look, Joanna's being picked up. But Cloudabines aren't running auto attackers half the time. If this is the one time they run an auto attacker, I'll be a little bit concerned, but half the time they're not. But what would I want to see here is a question. And with Sylvanas, very good starts. I don't know about Sylvanas into Joanna, but I do like it in general. Nothing right now. I'm sorry, I see. I'm sorry to call you out like that. I do apologize. You see Falstad picked up by Nor, which I do believe Nor does like playing Falstad a fair, or at least one of these players like Falstad a fair bit. And what shall we get for pick number 3? You don't need healer immediately now anymore. But we do see Lucio's picked up anyway. Blue bands, what shall we see now? They're having a good thing. You still need off, unless Falstad's the off lane, but you still need off lane, you still need the second damage deal. And we see Blaze being banned out next, which I'm surprised by. I feel like this means we're going to see an Imperious unless it's banned out. But I'm very much surprised by the Blaze ban. I think I would have liked it here as the off lane for Clouded Mines. I do actually know Kian does play it, so I'm very confused by that. Especially because you have next pick. You're not too concerned about your tank being taken from you because tank's already picked up. Right, unless this is the team that likes fighting off lane. Sure. Diablo's strong pick for CM, yeah. Actually, Diablo could be very... Diablo has mixed results on this map sometimes. Junkrat ban makes it a little bit easier for them. But Diablo can have mixed results on this map. But what are we going to see here? Newb and Chromie. Woo! I love Chromie. Like, Chromie is actually my favorite damage dealer to play. I'm very much revealing myself when I do say Chromie is my favorite damage dealer to play, but she is, by quite a decent margin. I just like standing from afar and pelting people with sand, it really turns out. Which feels like a schoolyard bully, now that I'm saying that out loud. Or a beach bully, now that I'm saying it out loud. We see Diablo and Vala picked up. Diablo, well, Easy K did go actually maybe Cloud of Minds wants that, but they went with Newb instead. And can at least get out of Diablo's clutches. So this will be the off-lane Joanna then, I imagine. Which I don't hate it the off-lane, but it depends what it goes into, because if we get something like Leoric here, it could be rough for them. If we get something like even if the percent damage Imperious that Kian was running before is also rough for both these teams. But nope, we get Rexar once again. Rexar worked before, why not bring it back now? It's not Kerrigan. No, I see it's not Kerrigan. I never said Kerrigan was my favorite damage dealer to play. I said I enjoy her a lot. I did not say she was my favorite. But we are getting in the countdown. We will see both these drafts come out. I don't know how the offlane matchup goes into Joanna. Also, hi, Ronnie. Hope you're doing well. But it'll be very interesting to see. Volskaya with these comps. I actually don't know who to favor. I feel like I'm leaning towards... It's always a question mark with offlane Joanna me. I know Rexar does well in a lot of situations. Joanna may be one of them. But now the one time we've got auto attackers, they let Joanna get through is definitely a big question mark in my eyes. Anyway, this should be a good game. Let's get into it and see how we go, shall we? I nearly accidentally clicked stop streaming instead of transition. But anyway, let's get into it. We do see Kian is on that Rexar, Ruffy and Chromie. Peach is on the Anduin, Star Knight, Nubrak, and Trelena rounding things out with Sylvanas. On the other side, we do have the off-lane Joanna with Nullius, Unicycle, Yay, Diablo, Pink, Blackout, Vala. Noah is on the Falstad, and Simeon rolling around at the speed of sound on that Lucio. Icy is actually just revealing my strats. And they've already gone just to make sure there's nothing cheeky going on bottom. They're actually scouting it out, making sure there's no Sylvanas cheese going on. But no, we've got a nice, honest Sylvanas player for once, just in middle, ready to fight. And no one's willing to join them. Honestly, cowards. Also, we'll note that it is going to be the auto attack Vala with the Creed of a Hunter. Chromie has gone actually Vision ult at level 1. We do see that it is going to be Time Walker's Pursuit. Also, there is the Burrow charge from Star Knight, getting themselves out after Unicycle Ye pushed them in. And the only other stacking talent to note is going to be Gathering Storm on Falstad. Oh, I hate being sick. I just feel horrible today. It's really coming back to I just feel horrible today. Also, Unicycle Ye is very much watching this rotation. Gotta be careful about who steps reverse. Simeon actually stepping high. Don't want to accidentally reveal himself, so it looks like everyone's just more worried about fighting here. Also, can see that there is a little bit of a change. Rexar, ooh, nice pull by Peach. Shalena actually gets out safely. Ruffian taking a very much an off angle here. Kian comes up, doesn't quite find anything. Is going to be actually getting decent amount of soak with Bird of Prey. They do have a little bit on... cheeky. Do have a little bit cheeky Kirigan going on. But no, we do see that it is just going to be some general soaking going on. I don't know if you need both Ruffian and Trelena on this camp. I'd imagine we just want Trelena to counter push. But what's a skill issue? Beyond Kerrigan? Rucklord, you haven't even seen my Kerrigan. You'll get bullied by it. But no, we do see that Rexar is very much doing the double soak. They do have Bird of Prey. They are able to do so. It gets a little bit harder for them to out-soak Joanna once Joanna gets their level 4 exposed talent, the W talent at level 4. We can see there is now just going to be a little bit of advantage in terms of talents for Cloud of Minds. And yes, we do see it is going to be Eternal Retaliation. Yeah. Yeah. Right, we do see Wave being cleared up. Nullius is going to get... No, they don't actually quite have the Q. But Nullius does get slowed by that persisting spikes along the ground, the bed of barbs. But right, we do see Kian is rolling up. But they're now going to be a little bit careful with their rotations. They do at least have Misha to go in first for them. They don't have to risk everything. And even with me being called out, saying that being sick is a skill issue, still doing better than Ruglord. Anyway, we do see things are coming along. We do see there's just going to be a continued fight bottom. Nullius did go double blind, by the way, I want to note. Also, Newb has vision. Well, actually, Chromie also has vision. Pink Blackout, a little bit skittish about going that way. They don't quite know where Star Knight is. Oh, never mind, they know where Star Knight is. Route on to Simeon. We do see Trelana gets himself out. Actually drops a heal beacon for it. And now there's a lot of... Well, a lot just coming out in general. Star Knight gets pulled. We do see the heal beacon actually doing pretty well of sustaining the team of Clouded Minds. And they actually get a push back in. They have full resources for all intents and purposes. Star Knight gets hit. Star Knight gets flipped. They do burrow out. Unfortunately, Unicycle Ye did not get the wall stun. So they are going to live to safety. Nora is now in trouble. Thank you for following Urid. I appreciate the follow. You know, Joanna does step on objective briefly, but that is just while they're rotating bottom. 7's through for both teams now. Well, let's have a look back at those talents, shall we? As we do see it is kind of getting into that full W build from Joanna. Any more stacking to note? Nope, nothing at level 7. We just see the Piercing Light and the Globe talent at level 4, which if Rek'Sai's double stocking, they'll get through eventually. I kind of hope Ruffian goes Rewind. No, there's a Lucio. Don't go Temporal Loop. Ignore what I just said. Go Slowing Sands. Don't go Temporal Loop into Lucio. Just anything but Temporal Loop, Chromie. Just go Slowing Sands. Temporal Loop doesn't work well into Lucio. Trust me on this. Good. You pick Slowing Sands. I guess you would expect that with a proper greeting at level 5, but still you can never be certain. You better be a dumbass like me and pick Rewind either way. And Joanna's stepping on objective just to step back off immediately. Checking the camp, can see no one's there. Rek'Sai was showing bottom, they wouldn't quite be there yet. All while there is a slight advantage in terms of soak to the side of... What is happening up here? Ruffian's one trouble, does get a burrow charge onto Pink Blackout. Nice peel by Star Knight. Simeon has to go around the long way. Does get hit by some Falling Sands. Does get hit by a Q for their efforts, and we can see now the Black Arrows shutting down the tower. Nice stun by Star Knight. Nice double stun actually hitting Pink Blackout as well. And this is turning out to be actually quite a close one the more we are looking at it. Oh, with how these fights are going, I'm very interested to see how this changes at level 10. Because we're at a no-kill game. The objectives are more or less being ignored. So the question is, what is going to be the breaking point? What's going to be the tipping point? We see 10s are through first for... Assistant to Manager, and Cloud of Minds backs out. I don't know if that Hourglass was good for Star Knight. Star Knight going to be fine. We do see the Slowing Sands drop. Unstop use. That's Lightning Breath Diablo, but everyone does back out pretty quickly. Lightning Breath kind of falling to the wayside. Other thing, don't we do have Blessed Shield, Joanna, Rain of Vengeance, Vala, Gust, Foul Start, well, level... Okay, this is starting to turn into you need to get there before level 20 for Cloud of Minds, because Wind Tunnel is going to be the issue. Also, High Five Lucio. Thank God you didn't pick up the Rewind. On the other side of things, we do have Wailing Arrows, Sylvanas, Alicia Boars, Rek'Sai. I should really open up this so people can see all the talents while I'm saying this. Light Bomb, Anduin, Cocoon, and Newb, and as we said a while ago, Slowing Sands, Chromie. Also, Pink Blackout does roll to safety. I feel like I'm cursing Assistant New Manager at this point. I feel like every time I cast him, something scary happens to them. Oh. Well, Kian and Bear just goes around a long way. We see Nullius just checking this camp every single time they rotate past to figure out what's happened. But all while this is happening, Rek'Sai's getting tankier and tankier. They're getting harder and harder to kill. But there's going to be a fight coming out top. We do see the pull coming out onto Star Knight. Star Knight being burrow charged out. Peach getting the double root. Valstar looking for the Gust. Star Knight is the one found. Hourglass from Chromie. I don't know if that stays Star Knight though. That's going to be first blood. It only took 7 minutes and took 11 levels, but that's finally a kill. And we can see how slow this game has been. Vala hasn't even completed their first... Vala hasn't even completed their first phase of Creed of a Hunter. They're only at 43 stacks. And actually, now that I'm looking at this going 43 stacks, maybe you don't want to win the first objective for your Cloud of Mines. Maybe you want them to have first objective so Vala's stacks even slower, so Vala doesn't have something to auto-attack that whole time. I actually don't hate that. I actually think that's a good idea. But we do now see everyone's going to be pushing in Nullius, getting a nice little stun. Laser beam coming out. They don't have a... Oh, actually do like the hand being taken there by Star Knight. They don't have the actual means to burn this down the quickest. Now that Trelena's there, it can definitely go down faster. But it is going to be pushed out. Also, thank you for subscribing, Koala. Appreciate it. And this Protector is going to be mincing on bottom. And now this is where you can switch up Kian, push him up. They double stock pretty well. Oh, Misha takes a lot of damage here. Misha's getting hit by the Vala. Vala getting pretty close to completing their first part of their quest now. And we can see now Rex are going up. So Ruffian gets hit with a decent hit. This tower dropping pretty quickly. And the Sands for Chromie doing a decent amount to this mech. Oh, Wailing Arrow coming out. Light Bomb being pushed away by Lucio. There is a stun on the Unicycle Yay. Unicycle Yay now stuck in the sands. Taking a lot of damage for it. But stun doesn't actually quite find him. Lucio shoves him back one last time and they do get to go out. That is going to be Lucio coming out. Trelena and, well, Chromie now in trouble. Know what? Took a lot of damage here. Ruffian waits out there full 5 seconds. Very lucky that Unicycle Yay got to live for Assistant New Manager. There just wasn't that kind of damage onto them to survive. If Star Knight hit the stun, then they would have had it, but they couldn't predict Unicycle Yay kind of to go as down as they did. Star Knight being chased out. Beach and Star Knight are going to have to try hold back this free-man. Pink Blackout does now have their first phase of their quest complete. And we now see that Kian is going to deal with the double soak. And just make sure neither nor the Joanna can get too much pushing. Oh, Nor is slightly outside of a bear range. Simeon looking to see if they can aggress onto Kian, but no such luck. And now what was a very even game for a while... God. You. What was quite an even game for a while is actually now pulled ahead for Assistant New Manager. They do have a full level lead over the side of Clouded Minds. Clouded Minds, however, do still have the tools to get back in this. And that was only the first objective, mind you. We're still not even at the second one. B will be called as soon-ish. But Rex are done with their quest in 10 minutes flat. This is now a much harder man to kill. Rexar becomes a lot harder to kill with that 15 armor and the regeneration that Hunter-Gatherer provides. So we'll see how they do in the team fight, and well, I really like Auto Attack Rexar. I think it's neat. I think it's cool. I think that it's actually going to be quite hard for Battlemice to deal with when we're coming into the later game, but we can see 16s are through, so it's not the later game yet. But we do see Rejuvenescia on Lucio is probably the thing to note. More often than not, we do see... Oh, MV coming out. Thank you, Icing Morning, for subscribing. Greatly appreciate it. Honestly, I think you give this. Pink Blackout's actually split from everyone else. Light Bomb coming out. Nullius gets the unstop off. The Iron Skin doing a lot. We see Rexar, Misha in a good spot. That is a good gust, and now we have a very good tunnel for the Lightning Breath to come off, and Kian slowing down Unicycle Yay. Does Unicycle Yay get to live? Yes, they do, but once again, the damage doing so much, and only Misha being lost with Star Knight going in. Doesn't quite find any stuns of it, but that is still a lot of damage taken by both sides, and only Misha being lost is actually quite impressive. And Clouded Minds actually did that down 16s, which is even more scary for the side of Assistant New Manager. They were only able to get Misha when they had a talent tier advantage. Very difficult to know how this is going to go down when we get into that 16, when the other team gets 16 talents, which we can see have come through now. I don't know how I feel about Chromie picking up Shifting Sands at level 16. 14, I suppose. It's not often you see it. More often not, you're seeing, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called all of a sudden. I'm like, I can see it in my mind. Quantum Overdrive, you more often than not see it, with, especially with the general Sands build. But if you get the Qs, I imagine we're going to see Piercing Sands, which just shows can do a lot. Nullius coming behind does get cocooned as soon as they step up to push VW. Eat some sand for the efforts. And they pop Iron Skin and run out. But we can see that the normally quite composed assistant new manager is actually a bit more scrambly this game. They're not quite as certain what they need to be doing here. Good camp pickup. We do see Nor is being hunted. Good slow on that boomerang. Nope. But now the push is going to be started. There's also a fight coming out top, so we've got a very split fight up here. We've got one happening bottom, one happening top. Trelena does get hit with a Blessed Shield, but there's not the damage follow-up. We'd see Nor going over looking for Gust. Trelena actually doesn't get hit by the Gust. They managed to phase through it. They are in trouble. Does get pulled by Peach, but will go down either way. Light Bomb coming out, hitting 2, but they are just going to continue disengaging. They don't want to really do anything. Meanwhile, top, we do see that Rexar is in a fight with Unicycle. Yeah, you're going to be wanting the stun. We're going to throw some dirt in your eye. It's some sand, not some dirt. We see Unicycle Yay taking a decent amount from Kian, but Kian having to drop back as well. Kind of a full Soulstone Diablo is quite hard to deal with at the best of times, especially if you're just a bear and a man into that W build. When you die, do you know how? What? Fiction? Yes, I do actually. I do know how. I'm not saying it, but I do know how. But we do see Nora is pushing top. Meanwhile, there is still the defense between Nullius, Blink, Blackout, and Simeon bottom. All while up top, it is going to be Unicycle Yay channeling the objective, and it does get dropped in favor of Clouded Minds. Not Clouded Minds, in favor of Assistant New Manager. What am I on about? I'm losing my mind today. But that's already a lot of health missing from the Protector. Piercing Sands. Piercing Sands. Also, hi, Fiction. Hope you're doing well today. Good. And we see now, this is really the first major map progression that's happened this whole game. We see 2 forts down now for the side of Clouded Minds. And this is not really a corridor you want to be fighting in. Starlight getting very low there. And we can see just in general the team goes, you know what, maybe not the best idea pushing through the small, tight space with Vala, who does a lot of damage, and the Protector, who can do a lot of damage in a line. Protector's nothing to sneeze at. It does a lot in general. And this looks like they're going to be getting all 3 forts of this one Protector, simultaneously making it harder for Clouded Minds as they do now to be on top waves. But, well, actually, no, it doesn't matter, because Assistant New Manager have their 20s. They don't need to worry about too much, because we see Hellgate Diablo, which I imagine we're going to see it pop and then Hellgate go in, but no, it didn't look to be so. But Hellgate Diablo, blinded by the light, and Joanna, Fireflight Quiver, Vala. There it is. There it is. It is Wind Tunnel on the Fellstad. Running things out is Mixing Fire, Lucio. And now we see just Clouded Minds is trying to get what value they can to make sure they can get to 20s before the next objective. They do have a fair bit now. Another 2, I think it's another 2 minutes. 17:30. Let's say 17:30. That's more or less when it's going to happen. We see the support camp is being picked up. It's probably more like 17:10. But either way, you see Nor has been working on the camp themselves. Let's get a little stack update now that we're getting close to the 20s of both teams. Rexar complete. Anduin not quite complete yet. Vala at 80 out of a possible 250. As well as Fellstad at 78. So Nor actually doing pretty well with it this map. And once again, we're looking very aggressive. Because they know they have a 20 advantage for at least a little bit longer, but not too much longer. That is going to be the hammering? Boomerang? Fellstad going to be throwing their hammer at things. It is hammering, cool. But yeah, we can see the siege is coming out on gate. They're not really wanting to relent. They are forced to back up after they get the first one. Chromie, Piercing Sands are a menace of themselves. Oh, there's Hellgate. And that's actually a miss on Hellgate. Unicycle Yay wasn't quite in the max range of it, and Ruffian gets to not get comboed for it. But now both teams are 20s. We can see it is going to be Assistant New Manager backing on up. We see that it is going to be the rewind for a Newb. I just really just look at him as I say it. Rewind a Newb. Kill Command Rex, as we see Chromie Piercing Sands at level 18. Trelena has gone the Withering Barrage. And rounding things out is going to be the Censure Anduin. So stunning on the heel. Stunning on the root, I mean. Whoops. Oh, look, it's another push going on. And the thing is, this is a new manager now know they can force a reaction out of Cloud and Mines. They know they have a map advantage at the moment. They have all their forts up, and while the team of Cloud and Mines are going to be pushing forward, if they do anything, if there's a keep push, they can rate. It is going to be a new manager who can inherently race better. Considering the objective will be bottom, also was correct. It was around 1730, and considering the objective is going bottom, it's going to be a lot harder. Mount Synergy. Oh yeah, all the clouds. Also, hi Raka, hope you're doing well. I did see you were streaming, otherwise I would have actually invited you today. Way being cleared up. You have a little bit of time. You can see actually that Nor is alone. You can see Nor rolls out expecting someone to chase him down. Trelena showing in wave, but looks like we are just going to be getting a hard push top. Building gets shut down. Nullia stepping up. Unstop being used. No Voiced Shield though. That's 4 out of 5 moves up. Diablo is still below. And that is going to be a lot of heroics used in... Well, actually not a lot. No, actually we just saw one Rain of Vengeance. But I wouldn't call that a lot. That's just one button was pushed. I just heard Rain of Vengeance. Oh! But no, we do see now there's going to be a big rotation coming on down. Chromie actually a little bit later having to take a wide berth around things. But no, we are going to be getting a fight coming on up. And Diablo realizing they maybe should not be here for too much longer. There goes Unicycle, yay. I do like the choice to pick up the heal camp here, to even like an invade on the siege camp for assistant new manager while everyone is down bottom. And we can see that is going to be the case. I think they do show briefly. Yeah, well, now they're definitely showing. Nullius is showing. We can see now that the bottom fort is going to be taken. We may even see a wholesale half. Kian is halving at least to see if they can slow down the progress. Yeah, it looks like we are having wholesale halves across the board. And Kian is just going to be the first one there. They may see them Rexard to go a little bit earlier. Kill command actually being used. Misha being stopped in her tracks. Unicycle Yay does get stunned for effort. It's actually standing on tower. Not quite where you want to be. Minus 20 armor. Even a full Soulstone Diablo becomes very squishy in that instance. Oh, that is a stun onto Sylvanas. And Sylvanas actually gets a little bit too aggressive. Goes down. Piercing Sense, however, does get Nor. We do see roll from Pink Blackout. Simeon relatively low. Does get pushed off. You can see that stun onto the Misha. Simeon is still getting pretty low. Nope, they are healed up. Thank you to that heal beacon as well as Rejuvenecia. And actually both heal beacons will drop that fight. You can see that there's a Hellgate. Chromie go... Actually, no. Kian uses the play dead and they get out. Ruffian does roll away. Pink Blackout actually misses her Q. Ruffian gets to live for it now, and that is going to be Unicycle Yay pushing in. Does get by a stun. I imagine there's a high 5 up. Yep, there it is. Unicycle Yay actually has a decent shield to him now. Blinded by Light was used by Joanna. There's the unstop. A bunch of high 5s coming on out. But either way, 2 heroes went down there. We did see the Sylvanas go down. We did see Falstar go down. Falstar went down without even using their wind tunnel as well. Very interesting. But no, Falstar will be able to get down here before Sylvanas will, even though they are spawning at roughly the same time. That is a lot of damage coming out onto Unicycle Yay. Unicycle Yay has been stuck in the sand a while. But you can see their health just keeps going up. W build can hold on a while. All that was lost. Oh, no, my Newb goes down now. I say Misha was the only one lost so far. Kian, realizing they're now the ones in trouble, does dodge enough damage from Pink Blackout to live. But they do get to live. And now this is going to be objective picked up by the side of Cloud of Mines. Diablo is back. Newb is not. And this is going to be quite a hard defense for the side of Cloud and Mines, but they're definitely testing assistant new manager today, and they're going to be someone who you need to watch out for in the coming rounds. Oh, I can do over now. God. Like, being sick takes so much energy out of you, dude. Dudes? Plural? And we do see now Protectors marching its way in. We do see Vala getting in it. I don't know if that... Oh my god, Ruffian lost half their health. Nice dodge of the hand. We can see it's going to go down now. But is this going to be an end call? It is a 20-minute Protector, so you can get a lot done with it. But it's going to be a very higgledy-piggledy up till then. Right, that is going to be Protector going in. Was Leoric banned? Leoric was not banned. No. Sexy German. We can see now this core is quickly falling. There's a large light bomb getting a double stun, especially with that wailing arrow over top. You can see there is going to be a lot of melting. 36% left. There are 2 catters that need to be dealt with by the side of Cloud of Mines as well. But looks like there's a little bit too much damage as Vala was still in the gunner seat, and that will be the game and the series. Going over to the side of assistant noob manager. GG's both sides. Well played. Oh, what a tight ending. Well, I say tight ending, though the stat screen isn't as revealing as it could have been. There are a lot of very close fights between both sides where it could have gone either way, just unfortunately for the side of Clouded Minds, it didn't quite fall their way and it went towards this new manager. Which we can see in terms of stats. Actually, Chromie had a field day. 74k hero damage, 134k siege, but really Siege goes over to Rexar 201 compared to Falstad 234. And Falstad actually had most hero damage of a team as well, 56k, Vala 53. In terms of healing numbers, 85k from Lucio, but that Rejuvenecia does definitely help when you have two very big frontliners as you have running a double tank comp of offlane Joanna and Diablo. We can see in terms of Joanna had 28k compared to Rexar's 29. Rexar doing very well with double there. Talents, anything stand out in particular? As my voice suddenly decided just to hurt for no reason. Wow. No, everything kind of makes sense from what I can see. Everything is a little bit more standard this game. I do like Time Walker's Pursuit. It's very good in a lot of instances. Just as a good fight 10%, you're not relying on stacks. It's a good bonus damage. I do wonder about the shifting stands. I do think Quantum Overdrive is a very good pick because you just have an on-demand 40% spell power bonus, and you can get a lot of value out of that. On that, we do see it is going to be auto attack Sylvanas, so that was one of the key things they were missing, and actually they took it all the way this time around. I'm getting pinged. God, people rushing me. I'm going to go slower now. But yeah, that was a very good one. Anything else I could see? No. Everything else kind of makes sense. So let me go into a lobby and see if anyone's willing to join me as I go back over to the map view screen. I need to turn you up, apparently. I need to unmute you in OBS as well. Right. We have Brutal Pinky Bile, or Pink Blackout with us. How are you feeling after that series?
It was fun. Thoroughly enjoyed playing against Clouded Minds.
And what a series that was. So map number 1, you guys chose Garden of Terror. That one of the more comfortable picks for you?
I would say that we enjoy playing on Garden of Terror. We enjoy playing on a lot of maps, and it seems to be a higher win rate for us. So, yeah, I think that it was fun to let open.
Yeah, it definitely was. And you guys very much, you decided to focus Kian's Malthael this series. Is that just something you don't want to deal with, or why the Malthael in particular?
Yeah, so we did our scouting notes, and we saw that the Malthael was banned against into other teams like Daybreak and stuff like that. So we took those notes into consideration, and because Malthael can do a lot of work, so leaving him open potentially could be detrimental depending on kind of comp you want to take and stuff like that. And we're pretty flexible on the things that we want to play. So removing something like a Malthael opens opportunities.
Oh, yeah. And were you in particular feeling pretty targeted that first draft, considering they banned out both Zagara and Leeming? In fact, they did it for both map 1 and 3. Yeah, were you feeling the love there?
I said you can't. You know what I said? I said you can't ban out Pink because Pink's got plenty of heroes in her back pocket. So
in saying that, for one game you didn't play, they chose the Leeming and happened to actually be one of a few teams to take the map off you guys this season. How did that really hit you guys there? How did that second map go? Wait, no, we like Alterac. What's happening?
Well, so we are guaranteed first seed. And in saying it like that, I don't mean disrespectfully. I've played every game, and I've said before in like my interviews and stuff in the past that we have 6 people to our roster, and with me playing like every game, it just gave me an opportunity, especially since it was the last match of the season. I wanted to give opportunity to Shrinks and Nor to be able to play like more games tonight. So I opted to sit out the second game to, give my other teammates a chance to shine.
Okay. I will go back to map number 1 and then kind of go through them sequentially now, because I just derailed myself for no reason. There was... They went double mage, actually, twice in that series. Map number 1, it didn't quite work out. Did that kind of lack of focus of AA kind of make you guys go, okay, we can actually get away with a few things? Because actually, you got very aggressive very early on. You guys went for a quite early invade onto the top left camp. Were you guys quite emboldened by... What were you guys emboldened by that you were able to just go, we push in and see what happens?
The globability aspects that we had, I'm pretty sure we had both Brightwing and Dehaka that map.
Yes.
So having the opportunity to have 2 globals on your squad, you should take advantage of that no matter like who's playing, team, whatever. You should be able to seize those kind of opportunities. So being a little aggressive is actually in your back pocket when you have those global type of heroes.
And were you expecting the main tank Blaze?
No, actually.
I was like...
When we did our scouting, when we saw the Blaze pit, we thought it was actually the offlaner that was going to take it. So it kind of like, it threw us off for a second there, but, and they played really well. But it was fun seeing the Imperius and the Blaze matchup. That was fun.
Yeah. So you guys did end up getting map number 1 relatively handily, but then Ultrac, as we did touch on before, didn't quite fall your way. And actually... Were you guys expecting a Rexar Deathwing kind of triple frontline comp to really come out?
We actually did. We've scouted them. We knew that their player had Deathwing in their back pocket. So we kind of we were hoping even if they brought it out, it gave us also an opportunity to play against a hero like that, because it's not every day you get to play against Deathwing, especially in the 4-man, right? So when you have that, it's good opportunity to see what your strengths and weaknesses are. And as you saw, we banned it the second round because we felt it was pretty impactful. The Deathwing player, I mean, props to you. You had our team screaming, so that was fantastic.
I don't know if you exactly know what Unicycle Ye's thought process was behind this, but Chat and I did notice that they didn't pick Unstop at 4. They went kind of via Fight Forever Garrosh, that cooldown reduction at 4, and there are a few instances where Unstoppable may have been the pick. Do you think they were regretting that choice, or is it just something they're a bit more comfortable with when it comes to Garrosh, so they kind of lean back to that comfort?
I would say that he was feeling that talent in the moment, because I remember us vaguely talking about that for a minute, that he didn't take it and that he might need a pull later. So I think he was feeling that talent. I don't necessarily think it was a bad choice. Maybe it was unfortunate that he didn't have the Unstoppable in the end. I didn't get a chance to ask him his thoughts completely about it, but I think that he saw an opportunity to take the talent that he did, and unfortunately, like I said, in the end, I feel like even if you take the Unstoppable into all that CC that they have, I mean, Garrosh can't throw Deathwing, right? And then you have the Li Ming sitting in the back line and stuff like that. So it was kind of you kind of have to take certain chances, especially when it comes to talents, whether it's risky or if it's not.
Okay. Yeah, because I was about to say, you guys did also have that general combination of Light Bomb, Genji Dash. Was that planned from the Anduin pick? And did you see Deathwing? Do you know if the team saw Deathwing and went, is this going to work as well?
I would say that there were several things that we were looking at taking, not necessarily Genji in particular, but we felt that having Anduin as a possible back pocket for in case, depending on how they were building their comps, right? Having that, you can think about taking a Genji, thinking about taking something that can dive in there and get a light bomb off. So I say that we were mostly taking it for either opportunities that could arise, and we did end up taking the Genji that game with it.
Yeah, and that then led us to map number 3, which, while the stats and the game did end up going away, a lot of those team fights were actually quite close. Was there considering how close the fights are going, how is you guys kind of heads coming into that last one off the back of a map loss, going, okay, we're having all these close team fights, what do we need to adjust?
Well, so you say that, but like for me, I was playing Vala and I felt like I was getting no action for a while because they were having us like run back and forth on the map because they just gave like objective and rightfully so that they did because they had the Sylvanas and they could just cheese, and that was a very smart tactic on their part.
I think it was level 12 by the time you even got 50 stacks.
Yeah,
of your
yeah,
auto-attack quest.
because they were just like, even, like the moment I come in to like do anything, they were just like, nope, let's leave. They didn't even get objective. I can't get stacks, and it's just like, well, no fun for me. And then, but it wasn't. It was in fact probably level 20 when I actually started getting more peppering and a little bit more action, which was really fun. So, it was yeah, they were some tight knits like type of team fights that we were doing, but a lot of the times they were playing really smart with being able to like, let's go in for a little bit, see what we can get on this tower, we need to leave. But then they're not far, they're still like in the vicinity waiting for us to leave so that they can go cheese some more. So it was having us
Again,
it
a
was
cat
quite
and mouse.
yeah. It was fun. It was fun. But like I said, I got like no action because I'm sitting here running there, and it's like by the time I get there, they're like, no stacks for Vala.
We're done here. Yeah. No, there is actually just one other team fight I want to point out that series. It's the level 16 invade you guys decided to have on the top camp while they were down 15s. Were you surprised that only Misha went down despite you guys having that advantage in that kind of small corridor where actually your team does very well?
Yeah, so yes, in that circumstance we should have done really well. I don't think any of us died, which was good, but we got really freaking close for it. I think what our downfall there was is that we started the camp, so we were kind of separated, and I felt a little, even though like there was a talent advantage for us, they still had, I believe, top at the time in the mid, so it was kind of tough because they could use either side to like position themselves, and they did it really well too. And because we were kind of separated, it got a little close. So and I was feeling a little targeted with those cocoons. I couldn't, I think I was cocooned every time I was there. So
More often than not, yes.
yeah. So yeah, it felt like we were gonna have the upper hand, but I want to say like our start was a little shaky, and it unfortunately didn't get us like the advantage that we were hoping for on that 16 fight. But it is what it is, right? You live and you learn.
Right, that does kind of wrap us up for now. Is there anything you want to say about the series itself? Any thanks? The mic is yours. The floor is open.
Yes, I would like to say thank you to all of our opponents this season. It has been quite the pleasure. I've enjoyed every match that we have gone up against, whether we have lost it or we have won it. It doesn't matter. I feel like every player in this division has a character or a something that they shine in, and it's been just fun being able to scout and be able to play against every single one of you. And I want to thank you all for giving us a run for our money, especially tonight was a run for our money. I would definitely say so for sure. And I want to thank you as a caster for being there and being able to, cast for our last game. I believe this is the last game of the season, correct? Like division wise.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for that. And then I would like to thank my team. I don't care what happens in playoffs. Like I really don't. I am so proud how far we have come as a team. So a lot of us didn't believe what we could do this season, but I always knew in my heart that we had it. And no matter, if you persevere and your attitude is strong, you could always come out on top as long as you're willing to work hard for it. And I'm very proud of every single one of them. And I just want to thank also anybody who's been here to support us, like our friends, people who are not our friends, but friends with the opponents, or other like other teams who come in and watch our any of these streams. Thank you all for the support. and I wish you all the best of luck in playoffs. I expect to see the top shit in the playoffs, and I love you all.
Right, yep. Thank you for your time, and make sure you get that, your captain gets that reported so I can organize the standings after this so I can get
You mean
the...
I?
Probably you, yeah. So I can get the tournament bracket, the playoff bracket out to you all shortly.
You got it.
Have a good one.
Have a great night. You too.
But right, that is going to be it for me. That was an excellent series between both teams, and one of a few times that Assistant New Manager did get a free map set. Very good for Sakata Mines to take that one map off. I think that does shake up that middle of the playoff bracket a little bit. So I have to see how the report goes and then see what math I'm going to need to do to figure out what teams end up where, because I know it's very close between quite a few of them. But I'm going to be raiding, I think I have Hosty queued up to go to another Heroes of the Storm streamer, so you'll be seeing them shortly. But that'll be it for me for now. I've been your host, the Lime Bus. I very much enjoyed having everyone along for this last match of Division B West for the regular season. Hopefully I get to do some playoff games. That will be quite hard to tell up until then, because hopefully some people schedule matches for your Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, because that means I get to cast at least one of those days or every second Wednesday. But has been it for me. I've been your host, V-Line Boss, and I wish everyone a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending where you are in the world, because this 2-1 map series was definitely a good one, and it feels like I'm into the evening and want to have a nap now. But take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your night, or day, whatever it is.